What planets are rotating in your mind? And what sun is shining in the center of your consciousness? No, this is not a fantasy literature. This is just metaphoric language to describe human consciousness, and not as a cognitive scientist, but just as a person who has literary background and a linguistic background, as well as does academic research as an independent researcher. I am approaching consciousness through aesthetic point of view and philosophical point of view, analyzing not its neurological structures, but mostly metaphorically, delving into its philosophical context, its philosophical nature. I've been writing a series of works called The Mysterious Universe of Consciousness, which explores human consciousness in the context of existential exploration, existential perception of life, and views human consciousness as something flowing, something, as in Heidegger's word, human as a process, not only just as a substance. The first work in my series, called The Mysterious Universe of Consciousness, is called The Epistemic Son of Reason. These posts are available, these essays are available on Substack as written posts. And here in this video, I'm presenting the first part, The Epistemic Son of Reason, where human mind, human consciousness is explored metaphorically, like planets are rotating in the universe. I compared them with human mind. Each planet, each dimension of human consciousness is represented through a planet, and they are rotating, metaphorically speaking. This is just figurative language, which will allow you to imagine things which would be impossible otherwise, only based on if you be only on a cognitive science level, which is of course a high level exploration, it wouldn't still allow you to do that. And metaphoric perception, metaphoric language, and imagination will help you see consciousness through this lens. And as I said, emotions, thoughts, imagination, memory, etc., they're like planets, in my view, which are rotating around the center, the sun, the epistemic sun of reason, like as the planets are rotating actually in an actual way in the cosmos, in the universe. The same is for human mind. I compared human brain, human mind to be an epistemic sun, the epistemic sun of reason. Why I compare it? Why I see this as a sun? Because your mind, your judgment, your ability to judge, your reason is illuminating your whole consciousness, illuminating through its rays of knowledge, through its rays of understanding. It would be the opposite. For example, in terms of ignorance, we can say that sun is like to be in an icy state, to be frozen like ice. So the ice of ignorance and the sun of reason. I think I'll make another video about this regarding the ice of ignorance. But by the way, I'm thinking real time, and the idea I've just come to my mind. I'll think about this later. But now coming back to the point, the epistemic sun of reason. So your mind is illuminated if your judgment works well, if you are objective, if you have good analytical skills. Of course, your mind will work well, and you will delve deeper into the nature of things, and not being a surface level thinker. Now coming to the planets, the metaphorical planets. The first one is the planet of thought, which is rotating around the epistemic sun of reason. As René Descartes said, I think, therefore I am. It means it's all about human thought, human mind is like validating your existence. What would we be without our thoughts? So thoughts are like proclaiming our existence. You are thinking, then you are alive, as René Descartes said. The planet of thought. Yeah, without thought, human judgment wouldn't be sufficient or efficient, or both. The next planet is planet of emotion. Human, a human, as we all know, human can have rational and emotional thinking. Rational thinking refers to the planet of thought, and emotional thinking refers to the next planet, the planet of emotion. I think there are various types of emotions, humiliating or diminishing or elevating emotions. Now, there are noble emotions uh, based on moral values, based on the search of truth, based on the search of meaning. These are not only thoughts, not only explorations, but also represented through emotions. And they are elevating the human mind, the planet of emotion. And then comes the planet of imagination. As Albert Einstein said, imagination is more important than knowledge. But I totally agree with him, of course. But on the other hand, imagination is also a type of knowledge. Maybe imagination is the extension of knowledge, is its premium form, or something like that. The knowledge of imagination and the imagination of knowledge. I remember John Lennon's song, the Song of Millennia, Imagine. He called humanity to imagine a better life, a better planet, better reality, where social equality, peace, and kindness would be all distributed equally to the world. And imagination is based on is the center of all inventions, all technological innovations. For example, what is AI? Could it be created without imagination? Of course not. So the planet of imagination is rotating around the epistemic sun of reason, the sun of your mind, which is illuminating your mind like the sun illuminates the world and the universe. Then comes the planet of memory. What is your memory? What, as Francis Scott Fitzgerald said in The Great Gatsby, Gatsby would have been so poor without his memory. So memory is part of your identity. Memory is the recorded, technically speaking, memory is a recorded podcast that accumulates your past experiences. Memory is something that defines you, but not only is just part of your self-definition, because your self-definition more depends on your present and future as well. And then comes the planet of cognition. Overall, without cognition, without cognitive structures, there couldn't be imagination or memory or thought or emotion. So your cognition is something that carries it all, the planet of cognition. Then comes the planet of values. What are human values? These are guidelines, these are pillars which truly accumulate all the positive experiences of humanity and to transfer those moral and epistemic values to the world through generations, across centuries, etc. And anyway, value doesn't always mean positive. There are positive values and negative values. For example, in transactional thinking, in materialistic thinking, money is a negative value. Why negative? Because nothing exists without it. It becomes the single criteria, the only criteria for everything. That is why it becomes a negative value. But if we see money, for example, on the lens of just being a fundamental thing in human life, money, it becomes a positive value. So the planet of values is also rotating around the epistemic sun of reason. Then comes the planet of knowledge. What is knowledge? Without knowledge, knowledge is the exploration, the accumulation of all human experiences, of wisdom. When knowledge becomes wisdom, it takes a victory over ignorance. Wisdom is always knowledge, but not only not, but wisdom is always knowledge, but not all knowledge is wisdom. That's important to remember. Then comes the planet of experience. Knowledge is important, but your life experiences are shaping who you are, who you could be, who you should be, or who you want to be. And your own experiences can be either subjective or objective. It all based on your own life, on your own perception and consciousness, because human consciousness is something dynamic. It's not static, it's dynamic, it's evolving, and there are no bounds to it. And the planet, then comes the last one, the planet of exploration. Is your intellectual curiosity, artistic curiosity, and even cosmological curiosity. For example, if you are an astronaut, your exploration will take you to the universe. If you are a university professor, your exploration, the planet of exploration in your mind will take you toward academic research, research papers, wisdom theories, etc. It all depends who you are. It's interdisciplinary. To sum up, the planet of the all the planets of the mind that are rotating around the epistemic sun of reason, it all makes you makes your consciousness to resemble the universe in its depth and vastness. I will continue this series. I have other essays about this as well, like atmosphere, stratosphere, etc., analyzing. And I've also explored consciousness through linguistic layers, through like the existential grammar of life, etc. There are so many other things to explore. And just to sum up this, all your thoughts, emotions, memory, experience, knowledge, and values, everything are like to be planets, metaphorical planets that are rotating in the universe of your consciousness around a center, which is called the sun, the epistemic sun of reason. You may share your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, you may subscribe to my channel to follow future reflections regarding philosophy and literature. Thank you for watching.